Hello everyone, and welcome to the ManlyPotsies. It's Thursday, and guess what? We finally have an intro.
He's a man, such a man, such a man. He's a real man's man.
Pretty sweet, right? So anyway, before I die of heat stroke out here because it's so insanely hot, I'll tell you about my past week. It's been pretty darn hectic. After the day or two it took to cool down from doing my Indiana Jones spoof, I have been really busy. My buddy Mike took me out looking for environmental science type volunteer work around here. I went to, of course, the fireworks in town, which many of you probably saw my pictures from on Facebook. Did that, obviously took all those pictures, hung out with some friends, drove up north with my friends and bought way too many fireworks. I've been getting ready for this bonfire party that I'm going to be having here the upcoming weekend, which is taking a lot of work because my parents are currently gone. They're out in Montana visiting my stepbrothers at the moment, and so I've been not only trying to get the house and the yard and the fire and all of that stuff organized and ready, but I'm also taking care of the dogs and managing the whole house and all of that stuff on top of going and getting food and getting chores done, and etc. So anyway, it's been pretty darn busy, and it's also been scorchingly hot out, and my car does not have air conditioning in it, so driving around in like 130 degrees has been absolutely excruciating. I am downing so much water, it's not even funny. I probably am drinking like a swimming pool's worth every day. On a sad note, you guys have probably already heard this, but Colleen of the TheManlyPotsies Productions, her father just passed away, and I just wanted to say, Colleen, I'm really sorry. I know that you don't know me very well, but if there's anything that I can do at all, please ask away. I would be glad to do anything that I can. I have been praying for you and your family, and I hope you know there's a bunch of us who are thinking of you, and we're all here for you if you need us. So take care and stay strong, hon. So now on to the questions before I run out of time. I'm going to be very long-winded today, so I'm going to try and talk a little bit fast, kind of like that chipmunk or squirrel or whatever it was from Hoodwinked that was on all the caffeine at the end. So anyway, Andrew, you did not have a question, but I've got to say your comedic timing on your last video could not have been more perfect. The fact that it cut off while you were in the middle of saying that you were going to try and keep it short, that was hilarious. I know you didn't do it on purpose, but it was fantastic, so at least I don't think you did. Dave, you asked, how was your 4th of July? How did you celebrate it? And were there any problems from your symptoms? Well, I already kind of mentioned that I bought fireworks and went into town and watched our city's fireworks, took lots of pictures, etc. I also hung out with one of my friends until really late that night. Had a pretty good time. It was nice and relaxing for the most part. So my symptoms have actually been a little bit funky. I've been having a lot of dizziness lately. Most of the other symptoms haven't been too bad. A lot of the more typical POTS type symptoms haven't really been that bad. I haven't been lightheaded per se or anything like that, but my general dizziness has been kind of crazy, especially at night. So sorry that you didn't feel very good. That kind of sucks, but I'm not surprised given how bloody close you were to all the fireworks. You know, you're not supposed to hold them in your hand when you're launching them, Dave. But anyway, I did love your vid, and that was an awesome display they put on, so I'm kind of jealous ours wasn't nearly that big. Frank, gotta say, I loved your Independence Day special. I'm glad to see that you whooped on the MRSA and you're up and about and all spunky again. That's fantastic. And yes, I did keep my face out of the fire. It was a very good suggestion. I took your word. We'll see how I fare after this bonfire, though. Who knows? Have a great trip to Florida and Georgia, by the way, dude. That's awesome. I'm so jealous that you can travel like that. I just do not travel well right now. I'm still expanding it out. I don't know if I mentioned that or not, but I drove to Fremont and back from here a couple weeks ago. And that's like 30 or so miles both ways. No air conditioning, of course, in my car, and I was solo. I wasn't driving with anybody, so that was pretty good. That's the farthest that I've been able to go, though. 60-mile round trip. So, anyway, Frank, you asked, what do you do to stay hydrated? And I actually just drink lots and lots of water. Water's been my favorite drink since I was in junior high, back before I was sick. And really nothing satisfies like it, so I just drink lots of that. And also, if I want some flavor, Juicy Juice berry flavor right there. That is the shiznit. I drink so much of that stuff. It's fantastic. I usually thin it out like 50-50 with some water, so it's not so I don't get quite as many carbs, but it's not bad. So anyway, DJ, thanks for the compliment on my Indiana Jones vid, dude. Honestly, I had no clue whatsoever what I was doing while I was filming that. And here's my cell phone going off. Goodbye. Anyway, yeah, I had no idea what I was doing, but I did use 2 cameras while I was filming just to try and make it seem a little bit more professional, I guess, and I guess that helped. So I'm sorry that you didn't get to see Red, White, and Boom, dude, especially after having, like, specifically requested it off. That is a huge bummer. I hope Dave's fireworks video and the video about my bonfire and fireworks that I'm going to set off here soon will help to tide you over until next year. I know it's not anything like Red, White, and Boom, but still. So anyway, DJ, you asked, do your specialists ever try to shift their responsibilities over to your doctor? I actually have not had any problems with that at all. My GP here in town kind of stays out of most of the pot stuff. He just handles the normal, typical, like colds, flus, sore throat, that sort of thing, and I go to my POTS doctor up in Toledo whenever we have an appointment for that. They're pretty separate, so yeah, that has not been an issue. Anyway, my question for this week is really only for those of you that are out living on your own. Anyone's welcome to chime in here, not just the guys, but you know, that's one of the things that I've been dealing with living here with my parents and being as old as I am, is, you know, I just don't have that independence that you normally would, especially at this age. So I would like to either move out or shoo my parents off and have this house. That'd be wonderful because I love it out here. But you know, it requires so much responsibility, and it can also be very stressful. So I'm just wondering, have any of you guys discovered any, like, I guess, keys to living with POTS or chronic illness and also being independent? You know, like things like just how do you manage? How do you get the chores done, the bills paid, the food bought? You know, everything that you have to do to live on your own. How do you get all of that done and still function? I mean, from my current perspective, you know, I have enough trouble just trying to get my share of the chores done around here, and even remembering to do the chores because of the bloody brain fog. I just forget, and, you know, there's really not much that I can do other than write them down and try and keep track of where I put the piece of paper. So, you know, it seems like the idea of even having a part-time job plus doing all of the chores and household things that I do now, on top of even more that I'd have to do living on my own, it just seems absurd that I'd be able to do it without anyone's help. So, I don't know. So that's it for this week. Sorry I didn't burn anything, but I will be doing bonfire and fireworks stuff here coming up soon on my personal channel, and that should definitely tide you guys over for a little while once I get that video up. So you'll have to forgive me for not doing fire for right now. Plus it's like 95 out and just horrible. So the thought of fire right now, I know it's shocking, but It's not really something I want to be messing around with at the moment, so I'd rather be drinking juicy juice. So I hope everyone has a great weekend. Everyone take care, stay out of this insane heat, and I will see you next week.